the system's working just as it was presented and offered.
Yes. Bobby, you're not just on the system, but you're also helping the agents, some of the agents on the program as well, just leading by example, right? Could you talk to me about any specific cases in terms of specific cases you've seen from new cases now, like people you've talked
Yeah,
to?
I mean, I have endless stories, and I'm always an open book to share. I will say that, people in general think they have a tax problem, and a lot of them do. They absolutely do. But sometimes some of my most successful cases that I'm getting across the finish line are they still have an income gap problem. They don't really have a tax problem. So if need be, we can always switch up the conversation to, how are you, taking care of that income? And does it actually make sense to Roth convert? So some pretty large cases coming out of that. And Yeah, like I said, the Roth conversion is the marketing hook that gets them to the table. But then from there, you can actually figure out if it's worth executing a Roth conversion for them. And a lot of them that want that Roth conversion is because it's legacy money. Hey, income wise, we're able to meet all of our lifestyle needs with this pension, with Social Security, maybe a drip from some dividends or something like that. But we have this million over here, this 2 million over here. We'd like to get Roth converted over the next 5 years. Let's take advantage of the low taxes today. So.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it seems like you're really getting in front of people that have, high assets, right? Like, what would you say is like, I guess the average amount that you're currently seeing when you get in front of someone having a conversation?
Yeah, so what I see is a lot of them have north of $2 million, right? That doesn't mean we Roth convert all 2 million.
Yep.
Sometimes we'll show them a plan for like 750 or a million. There's only been a few that were kind of I got this gentleman out of San Diego. He's got about 300,000 and he's single. And so generally we wouldn't Roth convert that, but he said, "Hey Bobby, between my military pension, between my CalSTRS teacher's pension, I don't need this money." So in that case, we do Roth convert it to minimize, the impact of RMDs. And when I tell them, when I come across that client that's 66, 67, 68, they've got that sweet spot of time to get those Roth conversions done before RMDs. So it creates emergency for them.
Yes. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you also have like your own unique sales process as well when it comes to like having these conversations, which is what also makes you unique compared to some of these other people on the program. Could you walk me through like, what makes your process unique in terms of how to actually open up this
Yeah,
conversation?
I mean, yeah, the key is obviously that lead comes in, it's hot. You want to get to that same day, right? Obviously, if it's a Sunday, and I'm not, if it's a Saturday and the lead comes in, I'm calling them on a Saturday, but definitely want to get to with them within 24 hours. That first conversation is probably no more than 15 minutes. The whole point of that first conversation is to drive them to the first appointment. We always want to give that kind of teaser reel. We don't want to show them the whole movie. So I don't want to go too deep on that first conversation, but there are some times where you're talking to them and they're just open and they spill everything they have, and that way you can go into that first meeting kind of prepared. First meeting, we are running through that kind of PowerPoint presentation because I want to show them concept first. And
Yep.
I always ask them, would they be offended if we took 15, 20 minutes for me to walk you through a before and after for another client that we're able to help, right? So it's very non-threatening. And then from there, I'm typically showing them another client example of a 500,000. And again, they're smart, they're multimillionaires. If they want to convert a million, then all we got to do is double the number, right? But at least they understand what the concept is. Why is this company offering a bonus? I always tell them it's three things, right? Why the magic or the formula is leveraging that bonus, having a vehicle that guarantees principal so they cannot lose money, right? The conversion process is flexible, so if they do need to take off a year and not convert that year, that's fine too. And then ultimately, let's pick up some of those gains when the market's doing well. We're going to participate, and we're going to get interest credits, and that's going to kind of help cover, that compound interest is going to cover a few of those taxes on the back end, right? So they get it, right? They understand the vehicle after we show them that.
Yes, I like that. It's really important that you have a solid process in place, like Bobby does, for sure. Because a lot of these guys, like, they hop on the program, but they're not exactly sure the step-by-step process. Like, how does that first appointment look?
Yeah.
The second appointment look like?
I'll tell you this, Austin, as you know, no lead program that I ever bought actually trained me on how to be a great advisor in the field,
Yeah.
right? And then as you know, as we have so many people on this program, we're crowdsourcing best ideas, and what's working. So we're constantly evolving to get better. So there's value in the community, right? And that way you're not just on an island alone doing it by yourself, that you're actually able to plug into those weekly, they're free, right? Plug
Yes.
into the weekly free trainings. To the group that I'm working with, I try to send out at least one example of a week of a family that I came across, because sometimes it just gets them to think a little bit different and say, you know what, I had a client kind of similar situation. Maybe I could run through the same thing. So there's power. There's power in the community. There's power in the system. I will say that with the virtual appointments, quality of life is really important to me, because I know, nobody wants to be driving around for 2-3 hours just to go see one person. I mean, that tends to be half of your day right there. A lot of times I could crank out 3 to 5 appointments a day virtually, right? Which is, and they're all over the country. Don't have to just fish in our backyard. So just so many positives, man, as you know.
Yeah, I mean, you're going through a much more volume number of people virtually than you would ever
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
In a,
And volume saves it. Guys, are you going to bat 1,000? No, you're not. Right. So, in any sales process, you have to go through the numbers. Obviously, the ones that you don't land, those sting a little bit. But that if you're on a program that's only generating 10, 12, or even 20 leads a month, you're going to have that scarcity mindset that you absolutely have to close every single one of them. When you have the volume that annuity cases now brings in, I mean, the pipeline is so full. It's um, you're able to keep moving along and find the ones that are looking for you.
yes, 100%. Awesome, awesome. Yes, I'm super excited for your growth, seeing how much more in pipeline you start piling up. And just like Bobby said, right, you need to be able to have your own sales process. And that's why I feel like Bobby is successful with this program. Not only is he on this, but he's also training other agents as well on this. So, Bobby, one last question. If there was like another advisor, another agent that was looking at annuity cases now, they're probably a little bit on the fence on working with us. What would you have to say to them to get them off the fence?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. This is not a program that's generally for first and second year advisors. If you're a seasoned producer, you need to get to the money the quickest, right? And this is the way to do it. You have high intent conversations that lead to appointments. You have the volume there. I mean, for the price, I mean, it's ridiculous when like I said, $350 a pop on some of those other annuity leads just to come across assets of less than $200,000 just to make a lot of sense. So the volume, the system, the community, the amount of people that are waiting on this, I mean, to me, it's no brainer if you want a full pipe. The only thing that I would say is that if you're in that position where like, oh, I'm only looking to add 1 or 2 extra
Yeah.
appointments a week, this is, I don't want to call you out and call you lazy, but this is for people that are serious about doubling their production in a calendar year. 100%.
This is for people that's doing this full time, not just an extra, 1 or 2.
Exactly. Yeah.
You
Can
want
I
to feel
get? Yeah. I had
yeah,
people ask me, can I get 1 or 2 a week? No, man. These are going to flood in, and you might get to a position where you say, hey, there's too many coming in. But what a great problem to have. Go hire a sub agent if you want.
yes. If you want to grow and you want to sell annuities virtually, this is honestly probably the best, if not the best thing out there to actually
100%.
accomplish that. 100%. Awesome, man. I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate your time, Bobby. Is there any last thing you want to leave off with before I let you go?
Yeah, I think anytime you do something new, there's going to be a learning curve. And
Yep.
that's why we understand is that, maybe the first 2 weeks you're going to fumble the ball a little bit. You got to get your feet underneath you. Some of this Roth conversion talk might be new to you. So we have the training for that. We have the systems, the tools, the processes, but all you have to do is do the work and plug in. The ones that I see that are winning on this, they're consistent. They're
Yep.
super consistent. They're not afraid to try something new. Um, and if it's the right fit, then there might even be an opportunity to do joint work with somebody that's already seasoned that could do the first couple of appointments with you. And then as long as you're amenable to, splitting it, doing some joint work right there, that could be a good fit just to get you launched. So I think, any seasoned producer can win at this 100%.
Yes. 100%. Awesome, man. I'm super excited. Let's keep this rolling, bro. Let's go.
Love it. Man, I
Awesome.
appreciate you.
Yep.
I'm having a great time, man. So let's do this again. Like I said, I already have a lot of good wins on this, but I mean, you know me, I'm setting the goal high, and there's no reason that you can't be having $1 million months, right? So
That's the goal. Let's do it, bro. Awesome.
appreciate it.